So, Minister Ebanks, it's a pleasure to be able to speak with you about this partnership between the government and the grant to R3 to help the people of the Cayman Islands on a whole. But tell us about the grant, first of all.
The grant came about because the government has an existing housing repair program that's gone on for many years. The program, I suppose because of COVID, didn't run in 2020, and it didn't start in 2021 until about August. So it had a backlog, a natural backlog. But then you add Storm Grace coming in August, which created more damage, and then you had a very large wait list. So with the budget that we had that was allocated by Parliament, and looking at the time in which to complete homes, we thought to ourselves, this is going to present two challenges. Number one, would we have the resources to complete by the end of the year? And then number two, there were affected homes that didn't fit neatly into the government's criteria. In certain cases, the homes that were damaged had homeowners insurance, but they were unable to afford the deductible. Just to say that we know that there were individuals who waited quite a long time for their repairs. And often the wheels of government don't move as fast as they can. And we're all sensitive to that. And it's very difficult as you look at these cases and only have a certain amount of money to be able to decide who's more urgent than someone else is a very, very tricky cause. We then came up with a plan where government would donate 1.5 million out of a bulk of the budget allocation that we didn't think we'd realistically utilize by the end of the year. In exchange, R3, in receiving those funds, would then get a matched contribution from the DART Foundation to make a $3 million fund. In addition to that, the government's housing repair program is still going to run in this year, 2022, in parallel anyway. So we have a really large opportunity to fix a lot of people's homes that are affected before, or hopefully as many as we can before the next hurricane season.
Mr. Hunter, it's a pleasure. Begin by telling our viewing public about R3, how the organization was born, and how far you've reached in all that you do.
As you may know, R3 was formed in response to COVID, but with a broader objective to help the community be ready for, to obtain relief from, and to recover from any form of emergency or disaster.
How will the funds be used? If you could go into some detail as to where those funds will go.
Sure. Well, first of all, we're delighted to receive the generous donation of $1.5 million from the government for the housing relief program. We feel this fits in perfectly with our readiness and relief objectives, in that it's meant to assist persons whose homes have been damaged by a previous tropical storm, primarily Grace in this case, or whose homes are in such a state of disrepair that they're unlikely to withstand a future tropical cyclone. So we again feel that's perfectly in line with our readiness and relief objectives.
I see commitment, I see organization, I see intelligence, I see accountability. If we're going to entrust the public funds with an organization, we want to feel confident in giving that money, that we can give a detailed public accounting to the public to say, this is how your funds were spent. This is the good that was done. These are the Caymanians who have been made whole. That, in my mind, just can't be anybody. It has to be an organization of a particular stature and competence.
The way, Donna, the way we operate, or our practice, is that from time to time we analyze what the needs are in the community, and if a given need that we are supporting is currently being supported by one or more existing NPOs, our practice is to work with those NPOs rather than reinvent the wheel. And by doing that, we feel that we alleviate the burden on those NPOs to raise funds and allow them to focus on what they do best, which is to provide meaningful support and services to the community at a time when the community needs it, before, during, and after an emergency or disaster.
So what organization has R3 decided to work with on this particular project this year?
So we've decided to work with Resilience Cayman, given that we've had a good working relationship with them in the past. We work with them on their food, their utilities, and their rental support programs, which they've carried out effectively for us. And we have every confidence that they will be able to carry out the housing repairs program in an efficient and effective manner.
The match funding provided by the DART Foundation allows R3 to have good works in other areas that they are under their objectives, which are still all connected to social development. So at the end of the day, we have a really substantial opportunity to help homeowners, Caymanians, and then also in other areas of social development. So we're really excited about it.